Hi guys, let's talk about tomato colors and their flavors because they are different based on not only the variety that you choose, but also their color. These are generalities and I want you to keep them in mind when you're choosing tomato varieties that you want to grow. So red tomatoes are not typically sweet tomatoes. Red tomatoes are old-fashioned flavor, bite you back, kind of an acidic flavor, but that gives you the punch when you're eating a traditional red tomato. Pink tomatoes, however, slightly different color variation. When you put a red and pink tomato together, you can definitely see that the pink tomato has a different color than the red. That's where you're going to get the sweetness in a pink tomato. Also, you're going to get more of a sweetness in the yellow, white, and green when ripe tomatoes. Believe it or not, some of those have very sweet flavors. Let's talk about the black and purple tomatoes. Those are synonymous terms in tomato lore, black and purple. That will have a smoky barbecue type flavor to them. I try to get people to grow black or purple tomatoes every year, and once they start doing it, they always tend to come back asking for them because they really like that differentiation in flavor in those particular tomato varieties. Orange tomatoes, some people don't like orange and yellow tomatoes because they claim that they're milder in flavor. And yes, indeed, they have lower acid, but some people find that a lot more pleasing than a more acidic red tomato. I actually won a taste test one year with a yellow tomato. So realize that they can be really, really good. And of course, the color of when you slice open an orange beefsteak almost looks like a persimmon. It's absolutely beautiful. White when ripe tomatoes, they're not technically white, just like a black tomato isn't pitch black. A white when ripe tomato will be a pale yellow. We have a lovely variety that we've developed ourselves called Summer Love. Fantastic flavor on that tomato, but in a very creamy, white, pale yellow flesh. Stunning, sliced open with a caprese salad along with your basil and your other colors of tomatoes. Green when ripe, I think happens to be my favorite type of tomato. This is not fried green tomato territory. Fried green tomatoes are an unripe tomato, not a green when ripe. So green when ripe tomatoes, something like a Delano green or an Aunt Ruby's green or a Cherokee green, those tomatoes will have hints of guava, even a little bit of pineapple hint to them. They're absolutely fantastic, and yet again, when you present them to your guests sliced open, people really ooh and ah over green when ripe tomatoes. Lastly, you have bicolor tomatoes, and just like you might be a little bi-curious, well, this tomato is really going to be up your alley. We love bicolor tomatoes because they're more than one color. They can be red with yellow splotches, they can be striped, and they're the ones that are really the superstars, in my opinion, of the garden because they're so dang pretty. You slice those babies open, they usually have a red or pink blush or starburst in the middle of the yellow or orange fruit. Absolutely stunning. They taste great too, and their main flavor profile, whether acidic or sweet or smoky barbecuey, will depend on the main color that it's taking on in that individual tomato. So when you're choosing your tomatoes to grow, don't just stick with the reds, because all of these different tomatoes will give you a rainbow cornucopia in your garden, and that's the most fun as a tomato gardener, in my opinion. So happy growing, guys.